So nearly slipping over already here because it's quite muddy, because today is not so sunny Eastbourne. I'm actually at the top of the downs, and I came up here in the hopes that maybe I could show you a wonderful view of Eastbourne. Well, today this is the view of Eastbourne. As you can see, it is grey, it is misty, and there is not much of a view. But hey, that doesn't stop us. We want to get out and about. The dog needs a walk, and so here we are, me and the bear, walking the dog. And today I thought I might just talk a little bit about names. While trying to find a name for this channel, a lot came to mind. One was my name. My name is Brian McMahon, and it doesn't sound too exciting when you say that. In my day job, I deal with quite a few photographers, a few artists, and they all seem to have very cool names. But Brian McMahon, it doesn't have the same ring as Brad Pitt, George Clooney. You can decide on calling your channel by your own name. It becomes very personal then. But I was thinking, well, what else could I call it? The Life of Brian? Well, that's taken. In fact, it was probably taken a long time ago. And there was also a character in a kids program here many years ago called Brian the Snail. And so the name Brian doesn't seem to have much of a cool vibe to it, even though if you look at the actual translation, it actually means noble. So noble sounds pretty good. You know, it sounds slightly better than Brian. My second name is McMahon. Now, McMahon can be a bit of a mouthful for some. I usually have to spell it. If someone reads it, I usually have to pronounce it for them. And they quite often get it wrong. McMahon, I hear quite a lot. When I was in the army, they actually called me McClonagog because they couldn't pronounce it. And I kept correcting them, but then realized that you don't correct your sergeant too many times, because as he said, from now on you will be called McClonagog, and that is final. And so I took a McClonagog for the full year that I was with this guy. Accepted it. It stuck a little bit, but I didn't mind it. McClonagog it was for a year. But McMahon is actually an Irish name, and McMahon means son of the bear. Now, 3 years ago we got this wonderful dog. There he is. And his name is Bear. And without thinking, I became the son of my own dog. How weird is that? But me and the bear, or me and my father, out for a walk up on the downs, enjoying the fresh air. It's very still today as well. But when you're looking for names, looking for a name for this channel, I thought about the name Brian McMahon. I took it, but I just know it just didn't have that ring. And so with this competition that I've been having with my daughter to try and get her motivated, to the first one to start a YouTube channel, first one to get monetized, that was the plan, to try and give her some inspiration, I decided to maybe go for something different, something that would have a bit more meaning to what we were doing, what our mission was. And so it became Views and Revenues. Because hey, we're trying to get views, you've got to get 4,000 views to become monetized. And you also need, 1,000 subscribers. So it became Views and Revenues. And because of that, I've decided that I'm going to try and not just log the journey of how I'm going to get there, which I think would be very interesting, but also all the things I have to learn on the way, the editing, the videoing, the speaking, and finding some way to monetize this channel as well, which being in the business that I'm in, I've got a few good ideas. One idea for a video that might be interesting to you all is one on dropshipping, We have a printing business. We do design and print. We print onto mainly large format printing onto fine art papers. So we're working with artists, with photographers. We also print clothing as well. And we also do a bit of drop shipping for people. So we are the drop shippers. We're not the people who are talking about drop shipping. We actually do it. We know the ins and outs of it. You know, we send things to the customers, and our customers are actually the people who are doing the designs. We do the printing, we ship it out. They deal with the customer service with the client who we're sending it to. And it's not everything that is made out to be, particularly some of the YouTube videos that you see. There's some very strange information going about. So we could actually tell you from the horse's mouth how it works. We could also tell you how much money you might be making from it as well. Believe me, you're not going to be a millionaire by the end of the month. But hey, that's something for a future video, something you might be interested in. But yeah, give me your comments on that. Let me know what you think. Would you be interested in hearing that sort of thing? Would you be interested in hearing maybe how a business side of YouTube could work? You know, we're looking at a lot of YouTube videos here, but there is a business side to it. You know, do you want it to be a hobby or do you want it to be a business? And I think that first part is the name. I hear that some people sell their YouTube channels, and it's an asset, isn't it? It's like property, and I guess it has some value because of that. So if it's your personal name and you're trying to sell your asset with your name, well, maybe that's too personal. Maybe the better idea is to actually name your channel with a name that is more about what you do and what you talk about in the channel, and then someone else can grow it if they wish to take it over. In any case, I'm going to carry on walking the dog. He's running in the woods, so I need to go and check on him. But saying goodbye on this grey day up here on the South Downs in the UK, walking the dog. All the best. Bye now. I just want to thank everyone who watched that last video about anxiety. It's a very important subject, I think. It's something that I know I've suffered from myself. My daughter has quite severe anxiety, and that video is all about taking the power out of anxiety. And so if you have issues with anxiety yourself, or if you know someone who has anxiety, it might be worth passing that video on just so they can have a look and check it out for themselves.